Hey all, in today's video I will be working on this desk right here. This is one of my very first pieces that I have ever refinished. So it's been a while since it's been redone. When I first started working on furniture, that rustic shabby style was really big, so that's kind of where I went with this piece. So on today's video I'm going to be joining a challenge. This is the Unique Antique Challenge. It's hosted by myself as well as Mara over on Borderline Furniture RX. I'm going to design this piece using AI, and then I'm going to recreate it using my design that I created on AI. So let's get to it. I've been using this piece in my house for quite some time now, probably about 13 or 14 years. There's some issues down here that I'm going to need to address. There's some loose veneer right there that I will need to repair. There's also a drawer here that I'm having a hard time opening and closing. Its new look is going to be in a romantic design. I'm going to start off by taking off all of the hardware. Where that drawer was snagging, there's actually a nail that is coming out and bent, and you can see it's dragging along the bottom of the drawer and causing it to open and close poorly. So that's a very easy fix. I will just remove that nail and put a new one in. I had some missing veneer I needed to repair, and my wood filler was completely dried out. So I just added some water and I mixed that into my dried up wood filler, and it was usable again. So I just used it as normal and filled my missing veneer. I also had some drawer separation I needed to repair with some wood glue, and I'm using my favorite brand, Gorilla. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I just really love this stuff. I also squeezed this glue up underneath that lifting veneer. There were several places all over the side, so once I got that glue up under there, I took a piece of wood and clamped that along the side of the desk where I added my glue, and then I clamped that to the desk. After it dried in about 3-4 hours, I removed all of the clamps. The paint was pretty well intact for the most part, so I'm just doing my basic prep work and cleaning everything, and I will use that blue color as my base coat. I'm going to use this Waverly chalk paint in the color called Sandstone, and then I'm going to just paint a coat onto the drawer fronts. This will give me a lighter color for my decoupage paper, so that way it just pops when I apply it. When my wood putty is dry, I'm taking a piece of sandpaper and just sanding down everything to smooth it out. I'll be using a redesign with Prima fiber paper, so I'm going to pre-cut everything out before I decoupage it on. So I'm just measuring all of my drawers, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out my paper to fit the front of the drawers. The tools I'm using are a cutting mat. You definitely don't want to cut into like your table or a surface like that. An acrylic ruler and a roller cutter. I think that's what it's called. It's a sewing tool, but I use it all the time for projects like this. This is my second go around with this fiber paper, and I struggled with it, and somebody suggested to use wallpaper paste. So that's what I'm using this time. And it was definitely much easier to use than what I used last time, which I honestly can't even remember what I used last time I tried this fiber paper. It was like a matte transparent gel or something like that. But anyways, this was way better. I had way more success using the wallpaper paste than I did with my last decoupage medium. Highly recommend using that if you are working with this type of paper. I decoupaged all the sides down and I cut out like a half block on the corner so that way everything would lay down nice and flat and I wouldn't have too much of that fiber paper bunched up on the corners. Hopefully that made sense. On this curved area on that drawer, what I did was I just cut slits onto that paper. That way it would lay flat on those curved areas when I decoupaged everything down. I am definitely much more pleased with my second go at this paper. It's very easy to work with as long as you're using the right medium to apply this paper. I had no wrinkles and I really like the way it feels. It feels similar to a fabric. I'm going to be doing a layered paint effect and I'm going to use a roller to do it. My first color I'm starting off with is a Miss Lillian's No Wax Chalk Paint in the color called Timeless Green. And I'm just randomly rolling this green color all over the desk. And with that same roller, I'm going to use this DIY paint. This color is called Petal Pusher, and same thing, I'm just going to roll it all over the desk just kind of randomly. And because that green paint is still slightly wet, these colors just kind of blend together. The next color I'm going to use is another DIY paint, and this color is called Monet's Garden. Same thing, I'm using the same exact roller and just kind of randomly rolling all over the desk. I used this technique on one of my all-time favorite pieces, and I do have a tutorial on it. I will have that linked below in the description if you want to check it out. To tie this all in together, I'm going to make a paint wash, and I'm using this color called Lichen. It's also a Miss Lillian's No Wax Chalk Paint, and I'm going to add this into a disposable container. And then I'm going to add some water to it. I'm going to deepen the color a little bit, so I'm going to add in some of that Monet's Garden DIY paint and mix it up really well. With a sponge, I'm going to apply that paint wash and I'm just kind of putting it on there randomly, swirling, tapping, wiping. My paint wash was a little bit too opaque at times, so I did mist it with some water to try and thin it out a bit and remove some of it with a damp rag. One thing to note if you've never worked with DIY paint before, when it dries, it changes colors. So the color that it dries is not going to be the color it is once it's sealed. Once you seal it, the color will change quite a bit. Hey guys, if you've made it this far in the video, if you are enjoying it so far, please remember to hit that bell notification and subscribe to my channel so that way you can be notified for future videos that I put out there. I did do 2 coats of my paint wash on the desk. And then I took my roller and I rolled over top of the desk all over the place, over top of the paint wash to kind of help and blend everything together. Using a Varathane polyacrylic triple thick formula and a sponge, I am going to apply my sealer onto my paint. And you can really see how that DIY paint really changes colors, and you can see all the different depth and dimension of all of those paint layers that I added and used my roller to apply. I also applied a light coat to that fiber paper on the drawer fronts to protect them as well. I added the hardware back to the drawers by poking a hole through that paper so that way I could stick my screws through them and screw on my drawer pulls. I still felt like this needed something else, so I asked AI to show me what this desk would look like with some faded Harlequin stencils on the tops and the sides. And this is what it gave me. Printed out this Harlequin pattern, and I'm going to use this pencil and rub the pencil along the diamond pattern like so. Now I have this paper bag. I'm going to flip my pattern paper out onto this paper bag, and then I'm going to trace out the Harlequin pattern with a pencil or a pen, and then I'm going to do the rest of them off camera. Now I'm going to use an X-Acto knife and cut these babies out. And there we go. There's our stencil. I'm using this Waverly chalk paint in the color called Ink and a stencil brush. I'm tapping off all of that excess paint. I don't want a lot on my paintbrush because I'm looking for a very faded, imperfect looking design on these stencils. So once I do that, I get a little bit on my brush. I'm going to start tapping that onto my stencil that I made. I'm going to do a little bit of swirling, but mostly tapping. And again, I want it to be faded. I want some of them to be a little bit darker and some to be almost non-existent. So I'm just keeping that in mind as I'm applying my paint to my stencil. I definitely want these to look aged and worn off. And let's check them out when I pull off this stencil. Yes, I love it so much. What do you guys think? Using the paper bag for my stencil worked extremely well too for that curved area on this waterfall dresser. It was easy to bend it around that curve to get a nice looking stenciled design. I sealed all of that stenciled paint up with another coat of this Varathane triple thick polyurethane and a sponge to finish her off. On my top drawer, my paper wasn't quite long enough, so I needed to patch that in, and I found that very easy to do. So that was my very last step on this desk before it was finished. Here's the desk before I asked Copilot AI software to design it. I asked Copilot to make the desk green and add this redesign with Prima flower paper onto the front of it. Then I later asked Copilot to add the Harlequin stencils onto it as well. And this is how it looked when I was finally finished with it. I had AI help me design the piece. I had all of the design and style in mind, but AI just gave me an idea of how it was going to look like and my finished results. This is how AI staged it as well when I asked it to put it in a shabby chic background. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Remember to check out the playlist and all the participants who will be joining this challenge. I will have that linked below down in the description as well as on the end screen. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.